What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Muscle Mentality Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Williams. Today, we're going to talk about fasting, but how to fast. So I'm always talking about it, what it is, but Jay, how do I fast? What type of fast should I do if I'm just starting out? Or if I'm more advanced with fasting, what should I do to really optimize my fat loss? When we're fasting, for health reasons, but honestly, we're fasting, we're on a diet, the summer's coming up, so why should you even be fasting anyway? We're fasting because we just want to have an easier way to life. Instead of thinking about food, worried about what our next meal is going to be, fasting allows your life to be a lot easier. You don't have to think about it. You might be eating anywhere between 6 to 12, 13 meals a week. So that's anywhere between 1 meal to maybe 2 meals a day. How easier is that going to be? And we all are looking at the prices of these foods, and food is expensive. So, and with food being expensive, we realize that the more that we have to eat, the more money we have to spend on food. And we don't want the quality of our food to be downgraded because of how expensive everything is. So with fasting, you're able to actually invest more into your life. So you're not eating all the time. So when you do eat, it's good quality, nutritious food. And that is going to be the base of pretty much the things that you're going to eat. But when it comes down to fasting, let's jump right into it. Fasting is going a period without food, or going a period without water. It can be anything. You can fast from anything. So in this aspect, we're talking about nutrition, going without food to help us lose body fat a lot quicker, a lot easier without having to really think about it. So within my Thrive Transformation program, we do a lot of fasting. Our approach to life, our approach to food, our mindset, and our relationship with food is in different places depending on the person that I'm working with. And then we all try to have a better relationship with food. So now we're not a slave to food, to nutrition. So, and you see when people are going through hard times, they're really stressed, and they're hungry, they aren't able to think and react the way that they would if they actually were satiated, feeling good, high energy. So now I teach people that learn to love hunger. If you learn to love hunger, your relationship with food automatically changes, because now you're not listening to those stomach pains. You're not listening to your mind or your circadian rhythm already thinks it knows, hey, it's 12 o'clock. We usually start to eat about this time. So now you're not even listening to that. You're not listening to that old version of you. We're not listening to the food, the addiction to food, because we all are addicted to food. So the way that I approach my nutrition, my fasting does not have to be the same way. There's not a one size fits all, or this certain type of way is the right way to fast, or this is the wrong way to fast. I think when you're approaching your fitness, your nutrition, and your life, it should be sustainable. It should be something that you're able to stick with for the rest of your life, but you're able to adhere to the plan. Because if you're able to adhere to the plan, you're able to reach the results that you want, but you aren't able to enjoy it. It'll never stick. But once you reach the results that you want, you're enjoying the process, not necessarily just the destination. You're able to continue that progress, keep the progress that you did, instead of losing all the progress when you leave out on a vacation or holidays, birthdays, whatever the case might be. You're able to sustain your results because this is the way that you live. And if you won't change, you have to change. So if nothing changes, nothing changes. You will have to become a better version of yourself, because clearly you aren't happy with where you are. So you will have to become the version of you that has a goal and is going to attack that goal no matter what. So what's important to you? If it's important, you will make it happen. And not every day is going to be perfect, but let's start to have more great days than bad days. And you get to choose what type of day that you have, because you are in control of your life. Control the controls. And that's what we're going to do with our nutrition today. So as I approach my nutrition, my fasting, my first thing is high protein. I keep it high protein no matter what. But let's go after that high protein. I'm making sure it's really focusing on lean meat. So that's your ground beef, that's steak, any type of red meat, chicken, eggs, fish. It can be anything, bacon, sausage. You just want to stick with the protein, having that protein first. And yes, protein shakes are included, whey protein, plant-based protein. As long as it's protein focus, you're good. So from there, when we do eat, our main source fuel is coming from protein. You want to get your body weight or goal body weight in protein. So if I'm 200 pounds, I'm good with being 200 pounds, I'm getting 200 grams of protein. If I'm 200 pounds and I'm trying to get down to 150, I'm going for at least 150 grams of protein. Now, as you're approaching when you should be eating or when you should not be eating for your fast, I fast with what works best for my life. So a lot of people say, hey, I'm going to do a 16-8. If you have never fasted, maybe you can start with eating within a 12-hour window. And then you're moving from, so you got a total of 24 hours. You got 12 hours in which you start eating. So pretty much from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. you can eat. But now I really don't like the 12 to 12. I would rather go ahead and push somebody to do more of a 16-8, because that really allows time for your body to start to get used to going without food. You can pretty much last, because you should be sleeping 8 hours, and then you're just not eating for the next 4 hours that you're up. So that'll be your 12. So I want you to actually take it into the more of, we're going right at 16, 18, 20 hours without food. And that's the way I start to approach my fasting. So I went a long time with just doing 16-8, but now I need a little bit more. So instead of me trying to focus on my calories, I'm focusing on how many meals, when I'm eating, and I'm manipulating my nutrition and my lifestyle from that way. I still feel good. I still have great energy, but there are some things that I put into my life that we're going to touch on in a second that I make sure I keep in to make sure my workouts are great. I'm feeling good. I don't have headaches from not having food, or if some people are fasting from caffeine or whatever. I make sure that my body is still fueled to operate optimally and thrive during those workouts throughout my day as I'm working, playing with my son, living my life. So most of the time I don't start eating till definitely after 12 o'clock, depending on how early I actually ate the night before. So my approach is, I really don't want to eat too much when the sun has gone down. If it's dark, I try not to eat. Sometimes I do have that sweet tooth, just like you. So I actually go eat something, a snack. Maybe that is some Greek yogurt. Having Greek yogurt, making like a little power bowl, and I actually throw some fruit, some nuts in there, some honey, some raw honey. What else do I throw? And I actually throw in a scoop or two of protein powder so I can bump up that protein. So it's your average. I do 1 or 2 servings of yogurt. That'll give me about 12 to 24 grams of protein. And then I'm doing anywhere between 25 to 50 grams of protein powder in there, depending on how many scoops I put in there. So I'm easily able to get anywhere between 45, 50 grams of protein to upwards of 70, 80 grams of protein in one sitting with something that tastes good. It reminds me of something sweet. So Yeah, it's just good. It's a power bowl with a lot of flavor, a lot of great nutrients when I like to eat late at night. So now let's start by that first meal. That first meal should definitely be high protein, whole foods. So as I'm approaching this, I am starting eating, at, like I said, at about 12, 1, 2. It is a Friday. I haven't ate anything. I've only had liquids today, and it is 4:34. My last meal yesterday was at 5. So that's automatically right at 24 hours of fasting. Might go a little bit longer. It's easy. Once your relationship with what hunger means to you and what food means to you, your fasting is going to be so much easier. Yes, there's going to be times where it's hard. I could have been weak earlier. I could have had a time where, hey, I got to eat something. And though if you actually have to eat something, then go to the protein. So then that's where you go to a protein sparing modified fast. So if I'm really truly hungry and I absolutely have to have something within my fast, I am allowed to have water, electrolyte water, and having that sodium, having like some salt, sprinkling some salt in your water, or having some type of electrolyte supplement is going to allow you to thrive each and every day throughout the day. That sodium is going to fill you up. That water is going to fill you up to where it's going to kind of curb the appetite to where you're not having to think about it as soon as that hunger pain comes onto you. That next thing is going to be coffee, black coffee. I keep the calories low. If I'm drinking my liquids, I don't want anything above about 10 to 15, 20 calories at a time. So I drink my coffee black. If I'm doing like an iced coffee or something, I do a sugar-free like caramel syrup that I put in there is anywhere between 0 to 15 calories. Put a serving of that in my iced coffee and I go about my business. So I'm still sticking within the parameters. I'm also, if I want a energy drink, like a Monster, a Celsius, or whatever type of Rain, whatever type of energy drink or pre-workout that you might want to have, as long as it is in between that 0 to 20 calories for that serving, you're good to go. So have it. Bone broth. I do allow myself to have bone broth. I allow my clients, push them, hey, if you're feeling bad, for one, it's good sodium and it's good nutrients, and you also get some protein. So low in calories, high in protein, good nutrients that you're getting ready to come for. What else does that sound like that you can have that is liquid? A protein shake, not the pre-made ones. I like the actual protein powder, a clean protein powder, and you use that, throw your water in there with it. If you want ice, if you want it cold, serve yourself up, and you can get you 1 scoop or 2 scoops to give you 25 to 50 grams of protein. Easy. And that's really going to keep you full on top of that. So those are the things that I have on while I'm fasting to not necessarily break my fast, but are also stimulating muscle growth, stimulating that repair process that happens during those workouts or after those workouts. That next thing will be when I do eat, because a lot of us, another problem that comes in is how am I able to get enough protein? And if I'm fasting 18 to 20 hours and I only have a 4 to 6 hour feeding window. So you're only able to eat 4 to 6 hours during that day. So that might be from, if it's a 4-hour window, from 1 to 5, or if it's that 6-hour window from 1 to 7. If you are eating during that feeding window, I want you to eat as much as you can. So you can have 2 or 3 meals within that feeding window. So when you first eat, make sure you get at least a good 8 ounces of lean meat. Have your fruits, have your vegetables. So like you can still eat the things that you want to, whole foods. You're cooking, you're fixing your foods at home. Because if you're eating at home, you're able to get away with a lot of foods that you actually love because you're making it yourself with good, whole, nutritious foods. You know exactly what's in it. You know it's not no extra sugar, fats, or extra sodium that's been put in your foods. So cook your foods at home. When you do eat, make sure that your main focus, you're eating your protein first. I don't care about the sides, and that's what most people don't get. They think that they have to have a side with everything. No, just have some chicken with some sugar-free barbecue sauce or sugar-free honey mustard. Have some ground beef with some sugar-free barbecue sauce. Have you some eggs by itself. Have you some eggs, some bacon, whatever you want. You can have it as long as it's high in protein, low in fats, and low in carbs. And you're enjoying it. It's something I want you to eat things that you actually like, that you enjoy. Now, so from that first meal, I'm having whatever I want. And for me, just give you an example. Like, I will have this pizza right here that is amazing. High protein. That's probably about 10 ounces of hamburger. I put on some turkey pepperonis. I got some cheese on there. Low carb tortillas. So I'm getting some fiber from that, from carbs from fiber. And it's amazing. And I'm enjoying it. So then a second meal for me might be a filet. Having a filet, having one or two of them, or a ribeye. And if I want some greens or something with it, have it. If I want steak and eggs, I have steak and eggs. I am eating the things that I love and that I enjoy. Burgers, whatever it is, I'm enjoying it. Have as much fruit as you want. Have as much of the vegetables as you want. As long as, if you're ancestors, the way I approach nutrition is so easy. Most people think it's hard. Jay, what should I be eating? All right, the things that you should be eating, if your grandparents, if your great-great-grandparents, your ancestors can look at that food, if they can look at that food and they realize and can see exactly what that is, they can name it, you should probably be eating it. If they don't know what chicken nuggets look like, but they know what a steak looks like. They know what a chicken breast looks like. They know what sourdough bread looks like. They don't know what a tortilla that I use on my pizza, they don't know what that looks like, but that's still something nutritious. It's a low calorie for me. I'm getting some nutrients from it. So they know what eggs look like. They know what bacon, sausage, deer meat, they know exactly what it looks like, so that you should probably be having it. Apples, oranges, whatever fruit. Don't think about fruit as sugar, because yes, it has sugar, but it's not the same, because you're getting the fiber that's coming with the fruit. You're getting all the extra nutrients and the vitamins and stuff that you need for your body to utilize what that is, and not necessarily store that sugar as fat. It's going to store that sugar as fuel, stored in the muscles as glycogen. That's how we store our muscles. That's how we store glucose. So from there, I'm eating 2 meals. Some days, like today, we are out at the lake. Luca is asleep right now. Kenzie is at home. She's enjoying her day to herself. Her and Lucy are at home, so she's enjoying herself. I'm not sure if she fasted, but if she did, I know she probably fasted at least till 12 o'clock lunchtime, and she'll have one more meal, high protein meal. We're not together in person today, but she's still on plan. I know that she's killing it. She's doing what she's supposed to be on that end. And then for me, today is actually, I'm going to treat myself, not cheat myself. Cheat, when you say cheat, is negative. I'm going to treat myself. And when I'm treating myself, I am still focusing on high protein first. So I'll have me some grilled shrimp, probably 2 orders of grilled shrimp. Might have me a couple of meatballs with some cheese on them. Who knows? Or I might have some type of chicken or something, a steak. I don't know what I'm gonna have just yet, but I'm gonna have some extra calories. I'm going to enjoy myself tonight here at the lake with my first meal. But my first priority will be making sure that I get my protein. I will probably have, within 1 meal, I'll probably have anywhere between 80 to 100 grams of protein. Now you're saying, hey Jay, but you just told me that I need to be getting my body weight or my goal body weight in protein. When you're fasting, I still want you to get as close to that number as possible on the days that you are fasting for 4 or 6 hours. It's going to be a lot of food at once. Try your best to get it in. That's where the protein shakes come in at, because it's just liquid calories. You're getting that liquid, you're getting the protein calories from that instead of actual whole foods, which is going to fill you up a lot quicker. Or some yogurt, some cottage cheese, whatever that might be for you to help you get in that extra protein. So I didn't bring any of my protein powder because I knew I was going to be eating a lot of meat. Just eat your meat if you do eat meat. If you don't, then make sure you're going for, if you are plant-based and you aren't eating meat, then you want to make sure, hey, you're getting in some beans, some nuts, some quinoa, things that has protein in it to help fill you up. Protein powders, if you are plant-based, you need to make sure that you get you a good quality source of plant-based protein. A lot of these plant-based proteins have a lot of ingredients in there that we don't know what it is. It makes you feel bad, and a lot of preservatives and stuff in there that you do not want, that might make you feel bloated and just low energy. So the things that you eat in life, you want it to give you energy, because a calorie is how we determine energy for food. So your calories, what your calories are made up of, will be determining how that food reacts to your body, the way that you will present yourself and show up for yourself each day. So if you're eating McDonald's every single day, or you just eating McDonald's, you just have a Big Mac meal versus you going home and you actually making your own Big Mac with you pattying up your own burgers, you're using like some sourdough bread or some low calorie keto type bread, and you putting out, it looks just the same. What's going to be more nutritious, more wholesome to you and your body feels good after you finish eating? It will be what you make at home, not necessarily that Big Mac that you got at McDonald's. So we talked about protein. We talked about what hours and how to fast. So as soon as I wake up, I'm not thinking about food. I'm getting my cardio in, I'm getting my workouts in, I'm getting some work done. So I try to stay as busy as possible throughout the day. And then once I start to really feel that hunger, I don't listen to that first sign of hunger. I know that I can drink some water, drink some salt water, electrolytes, have a couple extra cups of coffee, have as much of it as you want, teas, energy drink, whatever you need to get you through that. Just don't overdo it. We don't drink our calories. At the end of the day, don't drink your calories. I don't care if you're fasting or not fasting. Don't drink your calories. Alcohol comes with calories. It's 7 calories per gram of alcohol that you get. 1 gram equals 7 calories. So, and you really can't determine how many grams are in your alcohol that you're drinking. So try to stay away from it as much as possible. That would be my best offer to you. Stay away from alcohol, but when you do go have your drinks or whatever, make sure that I pretty much just stick with just straight up bourbon, straight up tequila, whatever your go-to drink is, or you can get your own electrolytes and water. I throw it over in my tequila. You could throw it over in your vodka. You can do like a cranberry and bourbon, whatever you want. And I usually bring my own 100% cranberry, not from concentrate, apple juice. Like it's bitter, it's not sweet as you think cranberry juice should be. It's not. So it's the real deal. But yeah, don't drink your calories. Get your protein. If you're guessing if you're hungry, you should be eating meat. If you don't have the meat, if you don't want to go for that piece of steak, that piece of chicken, those eggs, that protein shake, then you're not hungry. Don't eat. So you don't listen to that first hunger. Get yourself to another hour, 2 hours. By that time, you're probably within a 16, 18, 20-hour fast, and then go enjoy your meals and fuel up when you do eat. Focus on the protein. The sides come after. And that's how I would approach it. Now, after that, after you finish that fast, it starts back over. It starts back over. So when I approach fasting, I don't think about, oh, I just got off a 24-hour fast. Now I can go eat whatever I want. That's how you mess it up. I'm going from if you want to go into a 24-hour fast, which I'll be doing from Sunday night to Monday night, my 24-hour fast. When I'm doing that 24-hour fast, I am acting as if I did not just come off a 24-hour fast, because if I go into, hey, I just had my 24-hour fast, something comes up in my mind, oh, I can go eat whatever I want. I can have the burgers, the fries, the milkshake. I used to be there. I used to have that approach. It worked for me for a certain point in my life, but then I had to take that away. That is not the approach that you want, because then if you go and binge on something that is unhealthy, then you're worried about the results that you're not receiving. Well, usually, hey, I've been dropping 1 or 2 pounds each week. Then you have that cheat meal, and it's not necessarily a treat. You're ruining your progress. You won't be able to speed up that progress. If anything, you're going to stall, take a couple steps back, be upset, be frustrated because you did what you did, and now you're feeling bad. You feel bad from what you ate because it's making you feel bad. Then you're mentally feeling bad because you know that you should never made that decision. So from there, enjoy your foods. You should love the foods that you're eating. Making sure that you're praying each and every day. Pray before your foods. You want that nourishment from your foods. And if you're praying about the nourishment from the foods, then that kind of triggers something in your mind as well, that this food should really nourish my body. What if I'm getting ready to eat this piece of chicken? How's this piece of chicken going to serve me in the best of way? How is this apple going to serve me? How is this Big Mac meal getting ready to put good energy, put me in a good place mentally as well as physically? If it's not, you know the answer to it, then you shouldn't be eating it. So when you're praying you're praying over your food that nourishes your body, keeps you healthy, then you know that you're getting ready to put some good food into your body. So cook at home, high protein, hydrate with your electrolytes, sodium, salt your water, drink your coffee, have your teas. Your coffee should be black or with a 0-calorie sweetener, and just enjoy it, y'all. But that's how I fast. That's how I approach my fasting. And that's what I do when I'm coming up out of a fast. And the first thing I do when I come up out of that fast, I usually try to have some fruit. It doesn't always work like that because I go straight for the meat, but try to get some fruit in you. Good gut microbiome. We still want to have that good, healthy gut. It's something light. Put something light on your stomach instead of putting something heavy right on your stomach from a fast, so it won't cause any stomach discomfort. So make sure y'all comment, you liking and you subscribing. The more you comment, the more you'll be able to see videos like this for the algorithm. I see y'all on the next one. I hope y'all learned something from me today. Love y'all. Remember, we want to thrive each and every day, not just survive it. So keep showing up for yourself. You can, you will, you must, you did. You can, you will, you must, you did. Let's keep thriving, y'all.